The head is like getting compressed.
That's right. What do you think of that, Bert?
It's not good.
The head is being compressed. So this is like a vice where you like screw the head down to the ground. It's so bizarre. The stuff these people thought about was just beyond diabolical. It's called the head crusher. Hey guys, you're in for a real treat today. Today is a shocking day, and I'm meeting here up with Bert Diggs, the food expert. He's traveling here in Serbia. At the same time, I am in Belgrade, and we're gonna go see this bad boy here. This chair at the Medieval Torture Museum in Serbia, Belgrade. Does that sound weird? I think it does. Let's check it out.
Hey, Vern.
Hey! So who wants to sit in this chair? Anyone? Any takers? How long do you think you could sit in that for? 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, or no minutes? Let me know. All right, guys, so I guess this is where we buy the tickets for the torture museum inside this area here. All right, so 2 tickets, please. Two. All right, so we got 2 tickets. Here we go. All right, so Bert's doing a live stream today.
It's like the perfect day to make a live stream. I'll show you guys this amazing city of Belgrade. And yeah.
So 2 tickets to paradise. How's that song go by Eddie Money? But these aren't really happy space tickets. But it will be interesting, I guarantee you that. All right, so here's your ticket.
Oh, thank you.
Very welcome. All right,
Perfect. We got
let's
the
rock and
tickets.
roll.
We're ready.
Lock and load. All right, you guys. Here we go. I'm waiting for Bert. He's got a live stream and we may lose the signal. So if you get a chance, check out his channel. It's Food X Bert, Bert Diggs. Food, the letter X, and then B-E-R-T, Food X Bert. Check him out. He does a lot of cool videos. We've done a few live streams together, so if you get a chance, check it out. So here we are, the happy space. All right, Bert, step inside the happy zone.
I don't know if we're gonna have any reception in here. This is not looking good. So guys, I really don't think we're gonna have any reception, but we'll just see.
All right, let's just play it out. So look at the happy spot guy here.
Oh wow, this guy.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So you notice only finger size holes. You wouldn't want holes too big for the eyes, right? I don't know why they're so small. He's got the jailer's keeper chain, so it makes the noise when he comes by just to spook you up. He's got some gloves. Pretty bizarre. This isn't exactly a happy space embroidery here. Oh, honey, I need something with a demonic figure on it. Can you please make that for me? Oh, I'll get that right up for you. Some of the devices. This. Do you want to read that one, Bert?
Let's see. I don't have my glasses. I just have my sunglasses. Let's see.
Okay.
19th century was one period when the belief of witchcraft and witches was widespread. It was so prevalent that the trade of the holy oil, ashes, sacred hosts, corpse, blood, and bat fat for those ceremonies. Oh man, that's really, really deep.
That's all right. So what else does it say? That's called the breast ripper. Now that's pretty hardcore, if you ask me. They have this thing called iron brands, where they actually would brand people. They would heat it to burn the convict, as in cattle farming. The burn would heal, leaving a distinct scar. Therefore, the convict would have to carry the sign of sin around with him for the rest of his life. Ugh, that's pretty gross. And look at these pliers, Bert. What do you think those pliers are used for?
That's not anything very pretty right there, you know. That's not going to be very nice.
What do you think that was for, Bert?
Probably for yanking some parts off of people, you know. That's.
Should I read it?
Yeah, definitely. I should have brought my glasses, and I'm sweating in my eyes right now.
It says, hot pliers and pinchers and shears formed the basic toolkit of the torturer and were commonly heated to white hot before use. The pinchers were often used to tear apart noses and nipples. The pipe-like pliers were used to tear and wring fingers, toes, and occasionally the man's genital area.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
My
that's what
gosh.
we're going to be doing.
Oh my
Those.
gosh.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And then what's this this cape here for? Whatever this is.
Let's see. What does it say? Let's see what the cape says. Frocks of penance. This torture was commonly used for minor crimes. These garments were made from rough jute fabric bearing the symbol of the Red Cross. The convict had to wear these items while undertaking a forced pilgrimage either to sanctuaries to attend Mass or during official ceremonies. While wearing the frock, the penitents were asked to adjure their sins and renew their faith in God. Very crazy.
This was actually a museum for worldly torture devices from everywhere. So it's not specific to Yugoslavia area.
Right, it's a general overall. All right, so let's look at these other things that are in the cabinet here. So what do you think that was for, Bert? That right there, what do you think that was for?
Or it's for, I don't know, let's check.
Come on, Bert.
Wait.
A little deeper. What is that?
Like it's for putting on someone's, I don't know.
It's a chastity belt, Bert.
I've never even heard of a chastity belt.
A chastity belt. A chastity belt is something you put around the waist to keep your partner from having
Intercourse.
Intercourse when you're away.
Oh.
And so
it's for the women. They don't want to end up getting cheated on.
Right, and it says the traditional use of the chastity belt was to ensure a wife's faithfulness when they were alone for long periods. Their husbands away fighting long battles during the Crusades. Actually, the wearing of a chastity belt is only viable for a couple of days due to the risk of infection caused by the rough metal edges and inability to clean oneself. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I mean, how can they go to the bathroom so easily? It's going to be very easy to get infected.
Right.
Back then, the doctors just like opened you up and like they didn't know what to do, honestly, and they didn't wash their hands. Well, the iron shoe, so it's your feet. So it probably tightens up as it goes, and your feet get really crammed in there.
Yes.
So it just like keeps tightening over time.
Yes.
And they keep on twisting it, and they want the information from you. Otherwise, you're gonna be one size less, I'm guessing.
So I'll read it for us. Okay. The iron shoe. This shoe was invented in Austria at the end of the 17th century, and it ironically reminds us of a comfortable slipper of our times. It was operated by a screw which forced the foot to become shorter. The degree of the shortening was varied according to the gravity of the crime. The culprit was made to walk through the town with a bell around his neck to draw attention to the wearing of the shoes and the excruciating pain. Wasn't that just lovely?
Wow, that is really brutal.
So what do you think of that? What is that for? The iron gag.
So it goes over your face, and I'm not sure what it's doing, what it's supposed to do.
It's supposed to dehumanize you so you don't seem human to people.
Oh yeah.
So with that, what do you think about that, Bert?
I don't think it's very nice, whoever invented that one.
Yeah, that's not very nice. This goes around the neck here, and I'm not sure what...
Noisemaker fifth.
Weird.
Noisemaker fifth, I don't know.
Okay, let's see what it says. Let's read it. The term can be found in Italian documents from the 18th century. The punishment was often used for more minor offenses like arguing, disturbing the peace, or swearing. It was placed around the neck of the criminal, and their fingers were locked into the special vice. The amount of time spent in the fight depending on the severity of the crime.
Wow, that's pretty brutal.
So you put that around your neck, and then your fingers get stuck in there. They put your fingers in there, and then they clamp the sides closed.
Man, that does not look fun.
It does not look fun, Bert. So what is that? Look at that. That's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, these are actually old. These are like 200 to 400 to 500 years old, like some of these. I mean, you can tell they're antiques.
But look at this. It's called the break knee. That's gross. You tighten that up around somebody's knees, like in this picture, until their knees just blow out.
Wow. That's pretty raunchy, you know, that can be fun.
Yeah.
And then the axe is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. It's just like crazy gross.
Well, thank you very much, Senor Romantico. Thank you very much for the comment. Yeah, we really like working together on a lot of videos and live streams. Pretty self-explanatory.
It's really, I saw Bert's face. Bert's pretty laid back, but
so
when
it goes into someone's mouth.
It goes into an
cavity.
opening.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Oh man.
It's not a good thing.
people didn't do as many things wrong back in those days.
So would you like to go right or would you like to go left? You get the choice.
Go straight, we might maintain more reception.
What do you think that is?
So this is like you hang from there. You got your hand stuck in here, and then you're kind of just hanging by the neck. Top here. And yeah, I think it's just almost like a cross.
And then where do your feet go?
Your feet are dangling. They don't go anywhere.
I think they go into the shackles too.
Oh, these shackles. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they thought of everything, right?
It's very similar to a cross, I would say.
It's called the prayer cross. It's pretty gross, right?
Wow.
Bert?
I don't know. I need to put my glasses on, but I don't have any glasses. I can't see so well with this.
So they've got
the head is like getting compressed.
That's right. What do you think of that, Bert?
It's not good.
It's being compressed. So this is like a vice where you like screw the head down to the ground. So bizarre. The stuff these people thought about was just beyond diabolical. It's called the head crusher. This device dates from the medieval period and seems to have been used in northern Germany. Boy, they were nice, the Germans. The victim's chin was placed on a wooden or iron support and the cap was screwed down onto the victim's head. First, the victim's teeth and jawbone would be crushed and broken. Eventually, the pressure was increased so that the brain tissue would come out of the skull. Boy,
wow, that's really descriptive.
That's really descriptive. My gosh.
Wow.
Who would think of this stuff? I don't see enough brain matter. Screw it tighter. Screw it tighter.
That's so nice.
What the heck?
Like, I don't want to be around in those days.
Oh my gosh. It's
We
disgusting.
Have enough bad stuff, you know,
It's just
back in America and everywhere else.
Ah! What were they thinking? I'm just so grossed out. What do you think that's for, Bert? It's called the Alastian shoe.
The Alastian shoe.
It's got some really wordy words to describe these things. It's not like it's.
So you stick your
it's
feet
called
inside, and maybe they twist around or something. They twist.
something. I think maybe your arms and your legs go in one and the other. I don't know. It's just some really weird stuff.
Alastian shoe.
Let's see what it says. The pressure that some inquisitors of the past found in making life unbearable for others prompted them to seek the skills of the greatest craftsmen in order to produce yet newer models of instruments of restraint. These particularly elaborate shackles are undoubtedly unique. As can be seen from the prints typical of that period, they serve to bind the feet of the prisoner tightly, effectively tying him to another criminal. Judging from the name, the probable origin is the 16th or 17th century France.
Wow.
So you get to like buddy up with somebody and
These
torture.
are all over the world. So that's kind of cool. Like they've taken all these torture devices to show them all over the world.
So before you read this, what do you think this is for, Bert? This pitchfork.
Pitchfork, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But it's going to be basically, you get pitched with a fork. It's not going to be fun.
Can you read it for me?
Yeah, let me try.
I want him to read this.
My eyes are. So, the Spanish tickle torture. Oh wow, tickle torture. About the size of an average man's hand. This device was used to reduce the victim's flesh and tatter, and to then strip his bone away from his body. The face, abdomen, back, limbs, buttocks. Oh yeah, buttocks and breasts. Oh, that's not
Disgusting.
Yeah.
They would tear the flesh off the body with that. That's like just
I've never
unbelievable.
read the word buttocks before. Buttocks.
Oh.
Who? You just say butt. You don't say buttocks.
Well, back then it was. I guess you put the S for one for each side. All right, so there's more stuff in the cabinets here. All right.
Buttocks is how you pronounce it.
Look
right?
at that, the spike
buttocks
thing.
or buttocks? Buttocks.
I think buttocks.
Buttocks.
It depends if you're Forrest
Buttocks?
Gump. Buttocks.
Yeah.
But if you're not Forrest Gump, then maybe not. Okay. So this stuff is just the most sinister stuff you could possibly imagine, and that's what I had discovered when I first come here. And so I'm not as shocked as probably Bert is now. He's like, "What did you take me to, Bert?"
It's very dusty.
So one is called the scourge. This whip is just one specimen of hundreds of types of whips used for flogging. So you see it's a ball with these huge spikes on a chain. It's
Yeah.
just total overkill. It would just rip your flesh to shreds.
So basically, you just get flung this, and you're like stuck there, getting flung this on you.
And they would like just, I mean, I don't know, they would kill you, they would make you wish that you were dead if you did die from this
But
stuff.
you just get like nails cutting through you to the bone, basically.
Yeah.
Just really
Gross.
brutal time.
And look at this here.
You put your head through there. And
Okay.
then you get hit with a hammer, a massive hammer.
Here's what it is. You've got these wooden slats. Your head goes here. Your body lays across these as a prep. And when they hit the board, you want to show them the board here?
Yeah.
So your head's here. Your body's laid out there. And then when they hit the board, this metal comes flying down and takes your head off. It's a guillotine, but it's like a really crude guillotine.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is really twisted, huh? That's about as weird as it gets. Now look at this little chair. This is like a little torture device chair. Now how do you decide how many nails you put in there? Do you like, I think we got 55 nails. That's not enough. Let's put 5 more in there. I think they're not suffering enough.
Well, actually, when you put more in, it's not as painful as if you put just certain ones in.
That's a good point.
In certain places, like, but look at that.
So you practice on your chair already.
So you have no place to sit. You're just strapped to the chair.
Yeah, where do your arms go? I mean, they go through the spikes, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hopefully you have your tetanus shot.
I don't think they were worried about you getting infected, Bert. I think they were worried about you screaming. That's all they were worried about.
Yeah.
Is he screaming yet? No, kick him harder.
Where was this one used? It's,
probably Germany.
It's for the witch's chair.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, I guess, so this is like, you go inside and you get stabbed multiple times.
You get stabbed. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Yes.
So it looks like we ran out of reception.
Okay.
2.
An Iron Maiden. It's an
Iron Maiden, that's right, Iron Maiden. One of my favorite metal bands, Iron Maiden. So yeah, it looks very like Egyptian.
Let's see.
almost.
Keep streaming. All right, you guys.
It's right below, literally right downstairs from the military museum. So you can find this that way. Cooler.
I want. You think this is cooler? Okay, Bert. What do you think this device is for here?
This device here.
This one here.
Maybe it's for your neck.
Okay.
It's stable.
So, what do you think this triangle is for?
Oh, okay. So you're gonna sit on that. Basically. Your neck is gonna be like that. You're gonna be dangling from there.
You're gonna sit on that, you guys. Do you see
It's
that?
not the most comfortable. It's not a very comfortable chair.
This is not comfortable at all. It's like, how did they design this? First they started with a round and they're like, how does that feel? Oh, I'm okay. Oh, we need something more diabolical. How about a square? No, let's use a triangle because that way they can just sit that, like right here, here's a picture.
Whoa, that is a very descriptive picture.
Yes, that is
and
very
he's not wearing
descriptive.
his clothes. So that's not good.
No, so maximum effect. They did not want you to sit there and have a good time watching the TV or the news feed for Facebook, right? All right. I think keep breathing.
There are some very interesting sound effects going on behind us.
All right, Bert. This is weird. This is just so weird, but it's funny too because now. Yeah. See, you know what I think is funny is because you get to feel how weirded out I did the first time I saw this stuff. I'm like, what in the heck is this? It's so freaking bizarre.
No, it definitely is
You know?
eye opener. You know what things were like back in the
Right.
days. I mean, these are like all antiques here at this museum.
Look at that. And your head would go in there and you're hoping they didn't pull on this to poke your neck while they're trying to dehumiliate
Walking
you.
down the street
Yeah.
with this thing. Like,
It's like, what?
so you'd have like 2 people, or like this is actually two devices. So you could actually keep someone. You'd have no way of escaping. You'd be literally stuck. It's like a choke collar.
Totally.
Except, instead of choking, it would stab you.
Yeah, like these pictures here. I mean, everything's just so dark and just
Here we go.
gross.
This is what it was like back in the day, and maybe this was Italian type of thing, or
Look at this. This is the rack. This is the thing that they call the rack. You've got the the deal here that you wind it up, you can just grip each one so you get a stronger pull each time.
Yeah.
You got the rope, probably a really strong twine. And then look at that. Oh, imagine that going in your back, stretching. Oh, that'd be horrible. Feel that, Bert. Feel that.
I'm gonna feel it right now, yeah.
How does that feel? The top of those.
Oh my gosh. It's like, so that would go on your back.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't stab you, it would just really, or it could stab you.
It'd rip you apart and stab you.
Oh yeah.
Horrible. And then your feet go in there, so you got no way out of this.
So it would just spin. These would spin around.
Yeah,
And
while
you'd
you're
be
being
stuck
stretched.
on them. It would be all your body weight while these are spinning.
That's just, let's see what is it called? It's called, this is the rack. One of the most widely used instruments of torture in recorded history. It was present nearly universally in torture chambers throughout Europe. The rack was basically a large table with or without legs on which the condemned person was forced to lay his legs and arms held in place with pieces of wood. Immobilized in this way, the victim could be stretched out and made to endure excruciating pain.
That's brutal.
Wow. They were sadistic.
This chair, it reminds me of This World Is Not Enough with Pierce Brosnan. So where like he's stuck on the chair and it keeps on. I know that this thing, it can snap your neck. It breaks your neck eventually. So it will. They put something going through this hole right here, and it will keep on moving until it snaps your neck.
Yes, this basically goes around your neck and it keeps pulling back until it snaps you, right? Because your head is stuck, it can't be moved. Dehumanizing masks here. Would you put that on? Would you put your head in that?
Man.
So this one, let's see, how does it open? It's got like a deal here, so it opens in different sections, but they open it to put it over your head and then they lock it and you can't get it off. It's iron, so it's heavy. And when people see you with that, they're like, Bill was lipping off again. So I guess he's got to wear the mask. Bill is never going to figure it out. He's just lipping off all the time. So, it's just, who thought this stuff up, right? I mean, I don't know.
No, it's pretty crazy, definitely.
All right, so look at these weird masks.
These are some pictures of what people actually went through here. I'm going to flip this screen around so I can.
And they would make you walk through town wearing this stuff.
Wow.
They were just really to dehumanize you. Whatever it took to make you feel like you weren't going to wear it again is what they did. Look at this one. Look at how heavy that is. It's like heavy wrought iron.
Yeah. So you put this on your face too.
And then it jingles as you walk, right? So people can hear you. Oh, here he comes. The guy's
so
wearing
this
the
is
mask.
for the neck area, and then this is all for your face. It's an interesting mask for sure. It's definitely not something that I want to be using. So you can't talk when you have this kind of mask on, I'm guessing. There's no way.
This is called the staircase of stretching. What do you think about that? So you have this staircase, and they probably tie you up at one end, and then you've got a wheel here at the other end, so they just keep stretching you out. So very bizarre. What do you think about that, Bert?
Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't want to stretch like this. I'm not good at gymnastics, so I don't think I'm going to do very good at the stretching device here. This is not my thing.
I couldn't even do a splits, let alone be stretched out like this, right? I mean, come on.
You have the rope on your arms, and you're just stretching for many hours at a time, and it's just stretching you slowly.
Yeah, and then they just decide to maybe give it a little click every once in a while just to make sure that you're still stretched out even more.
You die in the end.
Or they just stretch you out until you can't take it no more. And look at this, the cage, the two-legged cage. That thing's so heavy. Look at that. That's so bizarre.
Wow. So you're really stuck in that cage when you're in there.
And
you make it in. Where's the entrance? Oh, I see. They put it over you and then lock it.
Yeah.
You put your legs through that.
And they hang you from that.
And then you just sit in this cage. Okay, so it's like, it literally is like a cage, but you can't move anywhere.
Right.
Wow, I never thought of this.
Neither. We're not that sick and twisted. That's why. Oh my gosh.
So basically, but what if you're a little bit too tall? Then
I don't know.
Just gonna basically sit down on this thing and hopefully not be too stuck. You'll be stuck.
Can you believe they thought this stuff up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's just I don't even know what that is. That's like What is that? That's the impaling spike or something.
That does not look fun.
Does not look like a good
Oh
weekend.
no! Oh, this is the picture. That's not good.
That is definitely not good. It's called the Impalement. Oh my gosh, these people were so sick. Among the most various and barbaric tortures implemented is typically the Middle Eastern countries. The torture was usually inflicted on prisoners captured bearing weapons.
Oh wow.
Well,
so it's like a military.
You bury your guns before they showed up because you didn't want to go on
fall and hit this thing, and you might even survive for a while.
Oh, maybe.
You might be stuck in this kind of position.
I don't know.
You might bleed for a while being on there.
Pretty gross.
That's crazy.
That's real crazy.
You fall from a high, maybe from a 10-foot fall.
So let's. Are there any comments on this? I'm curious what people think about this.
Yeah, you guys let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to press the like button. That helps us out a lot.
Yeah. Is this your kind of show? Is this something that you guys find interesting?
Wow.
I know it's really
let us
weird.
know. We're definitely pretty shocked about this place.
Yeah.
It's a pretty crazy experience coming over here.
That is,
So what is this one? This is you have your feet inside,
yeah.
just stuck there. And then what else happens to you besides your feet?
Your hands go in here.
Okay.
So your hands go here,
So
your
stuck
feet
like
go
this,
there.
Not in this horrible position for many days, maybe.
And maybe you can't scratch that itch.
Maybe.
And maybe you're outside in front of all the people in the town. I don't know, but it's pretty weird, huh? What do you think that is for, Bert? What do you think?
Definitely for like making people stretch in ways they don't want to be stretched. Like
That's
right here.
well said, Vert. You're onto it. Maybe you could make your own devices now. I think you got it figured out. It's called the strappado jerking. This is one of the most common forms of torture and frequently used towards the beginning of a trial, as it was seen to be a light form of torture. The accused was tied to a winch, hands behind back with a rope around the waist. Suspended in this position, the victims were often violently jerked, had weights tied to their feet, or the flesh was torn at with pliers. How horrible. How just completely horrible.
That's brutal.
That's just, All right, what do we got
And
here?
then this one, okay, I know what this is. So it's just basically they're stuck in one position for many days, possibly. I think they did this one in America too, back in like the 1700s. So like basically, if you robbed something, you would be embarrassed and your head would be stuck here for many days. Now this was also French, a very French one too. This one originated, I feel like, in France. But yeah, so you would go inside, you'd be stuck there, and
It's very heavy too. I mean, there's a lot of weight there to hold that
That's
up.
crazy.
Wow. Then you couldn't get out, right? Because you were locked. They'd had a lock here. And so you hope you knew somebody that had a key for one of these if you were stuck in there that could break you out.
Well, I mean, maybe it was their sentence, maybe 3 days, and your family could come and feed you and make sure that you don't die while you're stuck in this position.
And you got tired. I mean, you'd be like...
But the problem is, what about using the toilet, the bathroom? I mean, I guess you have family that would be like, okay, I'd bring a bucket or
I
something.
don't know if they'd give you 5 minutes. I think they dehumanized you to the point where you wouldn't ever want to do it again or see somebody
This
do it.
museum is actually pretty big, to be honest. It's not so small. There's a lot of things to see. Oh man, what's this?
Yeah, that's pretty gross. That's the female version. They got weights on her arms and legs. That's disgusting. Man.
Okay, so they're stuck on here. This is where they're stuck.
Yeah, that's like way bad. Way bad.
Maybe this will be an 18 and over video.
This will be probably right. All right, you guys. So this is like kind of a stretching rack, torturing with water. So they probably put your back across that and your hands back there, and then laid you back and like here. Look at that. That's terrible. All right. It's called torturing with water. There were many kinds of torturing with water. This type of torture was used to obtain a quick confession from the convict.
So like waterboarding, possibly.
Yes, the old version. Look at that. That's like a wooden vice for human beings. So look at that. And you've seen like a vice at your woodwork project thing at school where you put the piece of wood in there? Well, this is for putting people's body parts in there and screwing it tight. That's just not good. Not a happy... It's called the Bach or witch's billy goat.
Man.
All right, so look at this. This is your.
Notice over there, it's all wet, actually.
It is. This is your chair. This is where you're supposed to sit and have your remote control, right?
So
this
you
is
can
where
watch TV in your chair.
That's right.
This is
watch
actually
TV
one of the
in your
main
chair.
attractions here. Actually, this is a very old antique torture chair.
This is it.
Here it is.
Now, how exactly do you decide how many nails to put each point? Do they like test it out? Okay, put your arm there. Does it hurt? No. Okay, we'll take away a few nails. If he wiggles, well, I guess we'll put some nails on the sides here. I mean, look at this. Look at how thought out this, how diabolically constructed this chair was. This is not just, I mean, look, there's even spikes on the underside where your legs go underneath.
So they like put you in there and you're literally just, both sides are getting stabbed with it.
Yeah, so one sick, twisted individual designed this. This wasn't just your average Joe trying to hurt you a little bit. He was trying to mess with you in any possible way. And look at this. These would screw down onto your legs to push your legs into the spikes. See that?
Yeah.
It's
So
just,
you get pushed into the spikes more on your back end of your legs.
yeah. Just
That is
crazy.
brutal.
That's really brutal.
So take a good close up of this. Check that out. Wow. That is really, honestly, not the way I want to go.
No, definitely not.
Man, check that out. There's all these spikes just kind of poking through you. This is not the kind of acupuncture you want. These needles are a little bit thicker than normal acupuncture needles.
A lot thicker, yeah. And then this, what do you think that is?
So it looks like he is spinning around
He is spinning around, yes.
and not having so much fun.
No.
And it looks like it's for witches because they have like they're very religious here in this picture. So I'm guessing it's another witch punishment. I think this is not to kill the person though, or maybe it is.
It's hard to say. It could be a little bit of both.
Not so nice.
So you want to read it? The wheel. Oh, you don't have your glasses.
Yeah.
This was a very popular system of torture and execution used only for cases of witchcraft. The most common procedure was divided in two different phases, both extremely painful. The first phase consisted of fracturing the bones and joints of the accused persons by means of a small wheel called a fracturing wheel, equipped with externally with many spikes. The second phase was implemented in case of execution. The accused body, thus shattered and disjointed, was literally twined through the spokes of a large cartwheel and then hoisted on a long pole where the victim was left till death. Boy, they were out there, those people. My gosh.
Never stop.
They never did stop.
So what is this one? This one is
You know, I don't know what that is. Maybe they put a weight on it and they hang you on something. That's a really weird one. We're trying to figure this one out. Let's see what it's called. The pulling on scales. It's a giant scale for torture.
yeah. So it looks like they're doing quite a bit more than just having this guy here. They also have this person stuck in this pot.
So they're in the wheel. They look like they're pulling their parts through the wheel or something weird, bizarre. Yeah.
A lot of things to see on this thing. You could get through here in probably about 45 minutes or so, maybe 1 hour. I mean, there's a lot of things to check out.
So the violin of disgrace. You can see their head would go in the small hole, and probably their arms in the other thing. The other two holes right here. You know, it just took a lot of really twisted people to even think about using these devices, let alone letting them be acceptable in the communities. I mean, this stuff is just so bizarre. How did they let this stuff go on for as long as they did?
Generations. I mean, old times. I mean, we really have advanced as a species in the past 150 years. We've done a lot of things.
Here's another one for your foot. That's another one you put your
feet. No, this is not to crush your feet.
That's like you wear that through the town. Let's see what it says. It's called the iron shoe.
It looks almost like a cast.
The shoe was invented in Austria at the end of the 17th century, and it ironically reminds us of a comfortable slipper of our times. It was operated by a screw which forced the foot to become shorter. So it was basically a bigger version of the last shoe.
Okay.
So yeah, they just, whatever to make you more painful. So this one looks like it stretched your calf from the actual foot part. I don't know how it works, but it's pretty weird.
And then this is one of the last ones here. What is this? I mean, you put your arms through
Oh,
that.
they put the feet up top and then your back here. So you're laying upside down, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. They had thin feet back in those days.
They did, and then they whip you or beat you or do whatever they were going to do. Just terrible stuff. Here's another vice. This is another vice for the head, the feet, the arms, whatever they wanted to squish in there. And maybe they had... Oh, this was the confessional thing. It's called the double head crusher. Yeah. I read this one. The instrument was used in order to confront two different testimonies about the same fact. Eventually, the person less tolerant to pain would change his testimony faster than the other one subjected to the same torture. The device was especially susceptible to procedural incorrectness. The executioner decided about the strength of the screwing the cap down upon the head, which had a fundamental impact on the testimonies.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's going to change your testimonies. You'll confess to anything.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the witch of the East.
Bizarre stuff.
Don't kill me. And then they kill you.
Right. Yeah.
They really had the thing wrong. They just want to get a confession. The police today are the same way, though. They really want to get a confession, so they'll do anything they can to actually get a confession, even now. So it's just, I mean, we still don't really have it right when it comes to law and order and everything.
It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy times.
Hey, Vern.